Hello, and welcome back to my demo of the Nexus Repository Manager. In this video, we are going to try and publish an NPM package to our private repository. So we have this NPM private repository that was set up, and this was really easy to do. I just added, they asked me for a name as well as for, and then they provided this URL endpoint. I didn't set any cleanup policies or change any of the blob store. Okay, so let's follow along in the documentation. The first step will be let's attempt to authenticate using Realm and login. So let's try copying this command. And they called it internal. I think I called it private, right? Yes. Okay. And then again, I can add in my Nexus credentials here. And okay. So we authenticated using Realm and login. We'll see if that works. They also give you the opportunity to authenticate using basic auth. So what you would do is you would encode your Nexus repository username and password in base 64, and then you plug in and use those credentials. Let's try it with the basic auth and see if it works. So now we are ready to publish NPM packages. And there are two options here. So when you're building the package, which essentially is a package JSON file with a recipe in it, you can either explicitly state the registry in which you want to publish it to using the command line. So I could say npm publish, and I could specifically point to my npm private registry, or I can add a publish config to my package JSON file. So I've created a package JSON file. I have a package called beans. This is for a static site that I maintain. And down at the bottom, I've added in a publish config, and I'm pointing it to my local host and to the npm private repository. Okay, that's saved. I think what we can do is just run npm publish. And that looks like it worked. So let's go to the repository. Nope, whoops. This is a little confusing. I have to go to the browse section and then browse, and then let's go on npm private. And I can see here that my package was updated, and I could see a variety of metadata here as well. Let's try actually installing this in an arbitrary location. So let's just go back. npm, oops, I could just copy that command, make sure there's no errors. And it looks like it's installing. Boom, done. So one more thing I'd like to check is when we're browsing, I'd like to know that the npm all, this is my grouped repository, also now has the beans package, and it does. I could also see it in my all package, in my all repository. All right, well, so far then what we've done is we've installed Nexus. We have given an overview of the user interface. We've set up a proxied repository to pull packages from the public npm registry. We then created a grouped registry called npm all that defines logic for which to pull packages from. We then created a private repository, and we published a package to it. And then we noticed that that package also appropriately showed up in our group repository. That's it. I may record one more video just to summarize some of my overall findings and pros and cons. But thank you for tuning in.